All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. All right. Happy Friday. So hopefully Wendy will chime in. She has the link already. So.
Oh, there's a delay.
What do you mean?
When I talk, there's a delay.
Lenore, you can't look at that. It's not what the people see.
Oh, I never noticed that. I thought it was when I talk at the camera here, my mouth moves right with it. See, there's a delay.
Oh, it probably is. It's probably a delay.
Okay.
All right. This girl. Well, they finally found, well, I guess they already found, but arrested somebody for the ex-nay of Tupac Shakur.
They can't say the M word or K word.
You can't say the
K word. Oh, neither one.
Especially 30 seconds into the video. You can't say nothing like that.
Taking his life.
Yeah, taking his life. Taking Tupac Shakur's life.
I'm glad because now they need to do, what's his name too?
Biggie
Smalls.
Yeah.
So it's good that they're finding out.
Emerald says, hey, ladies. Hey, Emerald. Yeah, we sent Wendy the link, Emerald. So
we're waiting on her to get in. You want to do the picture?
If she comes in, then we'll be good. All right. I guess that's the guy. It's so old. Everybody looks old now.
How long ago was this?
I know.
20 years?
It's so long ago. Jeez. And Tupac is like endless. That's his look forever.
Wow.
When people pass away.
Yeah.
What you looking at, Corey? I just made shorts. I can't believe this. I clearly remember this day, and finally his family gets peace. Let's all celebrate. What a great way to celebrate the weekend. Yeah. Yep.
So he's being charged. So I'm wondering if they have like clean evidence on him.
Remember, they was going into people's houses and all this kind of stuff recently.
Cold case.
Yeah, so they was like opening up. It's so weird how, like, why now? But,
No, cold case. Cold case is whenever they find more evidence to open the case back up.
Yeah. So let's see here. It says Dwayne Keffy D. Davis arrested. Charged with murder. Well, the word. I've been 30 seconds into the video. In 1996, killing of rapper Tupac Shakur.
Wow, dude.
Can you believe that?
What is the connection here? Because you're going to read it.
Right? Davis, 60, said he was one of 4 occupants of a white Cadillac that pulled alongside the rapper's car before someone inside rolled down its windows and fired, hitting Tupac 4 times.
I gotta hear why he did it. When they put him on trial and do the whole thing, I want to. What was his motive?
Well, it says here in his memoir, Compton street legend Davis, this guy, identified his nephew Orlando Anderson as the one who fatally shot Tupac. Anderson, who was a member of the Southside Compton Crips gang, died at age 23 as a result of another gang shooting. But why would this guy put in his memoir that he knew about what's going on? That's just going to keep an investigation open on him.
Mm-hmm.
That was dumb.
Why would you write anything about it?
However, a Nevada grand jury indicted Davis over the murder with Chief Deputy District Attorney Mark DeSimio, whatever his name is, describing Davis as the on-ground, on-site commander and shoot-kill caller who ordered the death of Shakur rather than just being an innocent bystander. So, but he shouldn't have never... See, everybody wants to claim the fame. He shouldn't have never wrote anything, a book or anything, because they were going to keep you don't think they're going to keep a file open on you?
That was a cold case. So that was ongoing. It was not even final.
Dumb.
So anybody who was a part of it, if you did any kind of writing down anything, that's being used against you now.
Dumb.
Anything you say, write, video, anything.
It says Anderson denied involvement in Shakur's, they keep saying the word M over and over again, and was never charged. The other 2 men in the car, Terrence Brown and DeAndre Smith, are also now dead. He the only one alive.
If he was not alive, would this still go on as unsolved?
Nevada does not have a statute of limitations on prosecuting the M cases. And at a press conference Friday, Clark County DA Steve Wilson explained how a person aiding and abetting a M-word can still be charged for it. In July this year, Las Vegas police served a search warrant. That was what I was talking about. At the Henderson, Nevada home of Davis. Remember they was talking about that search warrant a little while ago. And everybody was like, what are they doing a search warrant for? They got his computers. And why is he holding on to old computers and old stuff? He's a dummy.
I would have burnt that up.
He's holding on to stuff.
Anything that connects you with anything.
So they did a search warrant and they went into his house and with his wife Pamela Clemens as part of the Shakur homicide investigation. Cops confiscated several computers and laptops and iPads from the home, as well as a .40 caliber gun.
I'm wondering, what were they? You know what? A part of
the same casings was recovered at the scene of the crime.
I was asking you about that show that 50 Cent got out.
Yeah.
If that's still going on, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Where they pulling up cold cases of, dudes like Tupac and them being, taken, their lives being taken, and they're doing investigations. For my question is, I know that this is for me, a high level, a high profile. Why did it take so long? Tupac is not some young dude that's in the street in the hood or some person that lives down the street. He's I don't know. He's an actor, a rapper, and all of a sudden we found some more evidence.
Yeah, that doesn't.
This guy's a part of.
Well, I guess when his trial comes, we'll find out why they did the search warrant. Somebody had to have said something, or he did something, or something for them to say, "Okay, now we can go in." Because
they need a reason.
Well, this dummy still has all the stuff sitting at home. Somebody went over his house. Somebody went over to his house and he had a barbecue or something, and then he was talking about his stupid memoir and about Tupac, and probably was bragging about how his nephew and all this stuff. And somebody was like, dude, man, he probably was like, yeah, my nephew, me and him used to write, he used to send me some emails or something. And the dude was like, well, what's that old computer over there in the corner? He was like, yeah, man, I just keep my old stuff. Big dummy. Something he did stupid that somebody went and told on him.
So before then, that was not happening.
Well, the police was probably like, no dodo bird would still have a computer from 20, 30 years
like
ago.
Anything on the books, they need a reason.
To go in. Some guy was over at the barbecue and said he had some old computers still at his house. So they probably was like, Judge, can we get in there and get these computers?
You need a search warrant.
They probably got some stuff.
They need a reason for the search
need a
warrant.
reason.
But this is a long time.
Well,
so it took all that time for this conversation
to happen. He probably just had a barbecue.
Or this incident.
So it's stupid.
Wow.
It says Greg Canning, a retired LAPD detective who had investigated Tupac's death,
of course retired,
told the Post Friday Davis provided the gun and he actively sought out Tupac with his nephew. So he ordered the hit. What it is, I guess this was a different time, but
how many years ago? Was this in
96?
So in the 90s. Mid-90s.
Davis gave the gun to his nephew, who was in the car with them, and collectively they went out and intended to shoot Tupac. He provided the gun. His nephew did the shooting. So they are all equally guilty under the citation for the M-word. Mm-hmm. Even if you was driving, he'd be guilty. Mm-hmm. If you in the car, you're guilty. That's how they look at it.
We had a local friend whose sibling was in the car. Had no clue.
He was in the car. He was in a gang.
He wasn't in it.
I thought he was in the gang. He was a gang member.
I didn't think he was connected with that gang.
Yeah.
He was just,
No. He was in the gang. That's why they got him. He was in the gang.
Are you talking about this story or the person?
The person who you talking about?
Really?
Yes. Her brother is in the gang. Was in the gang.
I thought he was affiliated with him.
No, he was in the gang.
You know how you associate, you may not be in it, but you just know him.
He was in it. Okay. But he didn't do that. He didn't know what, they was driving. He got in the car. He was driving. He didn't know what they was going to do.
Well, see, this is news to me. Oh. Now that's why he got picked up. I'm not surprised now.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually going to bat for him because a lot of times you may not be in the gang, but you know them.
Oh,
you associate with them.
Right.
And they'll click you with them.
Right.
You're like, I don't know nothing about that. That's what I thought. Okay.
Well, even if you're not in it, he probably still would have got in trouble, like you said.
Driving them somewhere.
It's like the Mar-a-Lago gang with comb over. You don't have to know. You don't have to know comb
the
over.
milkman bringing over the stuff at the stash in the back of the truck.
Remember Goodfellas with Samuel L. Jackson? Boots. What was his name? Boots. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He didn't do. All he did was open. He did something, but he wasn't with the big guys. He still had to get taken out.
Oh wow!
So, well, this detective says, "I'm super excited because this is huge. We knew this wasn't an unsolved case, and now it looks like they have taken it to a point where they can officially close it. For the rest of history, Tupac's murder will not be considered an unsolved crime."
Wow.
Now, you was asking about
Biggie Smalls.
This guy interviewed Davis twice while he was a cop in L.A. While investigating the murder of Shakur and his rap rival, Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Christopher Wallace, who was gunned down in Hollywood. Following the shooting, Tupac was rushed to the University Medical Center in Nevada, along with Knight. Remember Suge Knight, who was also hit. Remember,
trouble follows him.
Remember, people kept thinking he had something to do with it. He died, Tupac died 6 days later on September 13th of cardiac arrest. So he was still alive. Wow. Although the shooting took place in a very visible public area, no witnesses came forward at the time. It has been heavily speculated that Tupac's murder was gang-related. The rapper was associated with the Blood Street Gang, and earlier on that night of his death, he had gotten into a fight with Anderson following a boxing match, Mike Tyson. Now, we saw that. We saw them fighting. Of course, Suge and them was in there. They beat up Anderson.
Yeah.
And then he ran out like a little bee and said, "I'm going to go get my cousins and my uncle and everybody." And then he came back, which is what he did, which I never understand. I still don't understand to this day. When people tell you they're going to get somebody, believe them. I was over my friend's house. He lives in Chicago on 79th, over there on the bad neighborhood. And we was in the house, relaxing. And it was at nighttime. And I heard these two guys on the corner arguing with each other. And did I tell you this story? I never told them this story. And they were arguing. And that guy said, "I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to my car. I'm going to get my gun and I'm going to come back." And that guy said, "Go get your gun."
Who does that?
Well, I don't know what happened.
He get his gun.
Well, I don't know. Well, we went to sleep. The next morning, I get to go to work.
Was it a chalk line?
There's a chalk line on the corner where they was arguing. A body chalk line.
Oh, my God.
He told him he was going to go get his gun.
That happened to me at a party when I was in college. A party off campus. A lot of us was all outside. And we was getting ready in our car. So those of us who went. There's one guy, they started to fight. The moment he said, "I'm going to get my gun."
That's it.
It was like roaches fleeing when you turn the light on. Everybody got out of there.
I'm out of here.
That makes sense. "I'm going to get my gun." You gotta go.
That's it.
Because he means business.
And that's why I think that lady, when they was at Maxwell hot dog place in Chicago, and that guy started punching that lady, remember?
Yeah.
And she and her son came in and he shot him. The guy was running and he kept shooting him. Because you don't know where that guy's going. You're not going to get no gun and come back here and get me.
Exactly. You don't know what he's running to, what he's running from.
When you start shooting, it's over.
Yeah.
That's it. When a person pulls out a gun, that's it. Yeah. It's over.
Yeah.
So, and the cops told us that when we was in our police class. They told us in the citizens class, they don't shoot the wound. They shoot to kill. When we pull our gun out, it's to kill you.
That's why I always want.
They told us that point blank.
And I know all the different police, Citizens Academy did mention that. So you would think, knowing this as a trained officer, why would you do that first?
Don't pull your gun out. Exactly.
Because if you're not de-escalating and try to do the easiest way to do it, unless they have a weapon at you. Right away, boom. Right away, boom. You don't see no weapon.
That's why you should be nervous if a cop is pulling his gun out.
Yes.
That's why when I watch these searching things, when the cops had their gun and they be going in each room and they had their guns out to shoot.
That's why I was scared.
I would be afraid if they come in.
Got out the car.
That guy had his gun.
That was God. That was favor because she got out the car,
and the guy.
Don't do as well.
This was when I was younger. Like learning how to drive, 16, 17, and the cop pulled me over, and he was taking a long time. And I didn't know it'd take that long time. That might have been like my first ticket. And I got out the car. I was like, what's taking so long? He jumped out of his car.
Got behind the door.
Behind the door of his car, shaking, holding his gun, saying, get back in the car.
So you like, doo-doo-doo.
And I was like, okay. And I got back in the car. He could have shot me.
He could have shot you. Yeah.
When we took our class, they said when they pull their gun out, they pull it out to shoot.
Why won't they just use the what you call it, the sting you?
Because they could still come at somebody with that. You
I'm
saying that stun gun.
No, they can use that if they don't see a weapon. If they having problems with you, trying to get you to for that. Don't use a gun.
Remember one of the people. I'm not going to say any names. But one of the officers, who was our teacher,
I think he stung a little too hard.
She was stinging everybody.
Some people died.
She got had to go to a trial.
In our class, she
stings everybody.
I'm like, well, at least she don't use the gun.
Yeah, but she got in trouble for that.
I know.
Because she was stinging everybody. Yeah. You could do anything without her pulling that thing out.
Ma'am, I don't have my you don't have your insurance card.
So anyway, it says, let's see, okay, the speculation, it was gang related or whatever. Shakur's stepbrother, I didn't even know he had a stepbrother, Mopreme Shakur told CNN in an interview that he and his family have been frustrated since David's name has been floating around. That's what we're saying. So they've been waiting. All right, let's see what Wendy's saying here.
Hold on, Wendy. Since you mean 6 o'clock.
I'm just stuck in here. Maybe need a new link. Let's see. They didn't give us a.
I told you they don't notify us.
They didn't give us a notification. So let's see.
Start.
I don't see you, Wendy. Here, close this. I don't see her. I can't go there.
Can you just do shift whatever?
Oh, here she is. Now we see you. All right. Now we see you.
What happened?
It didn't give. It showed. You know what?
It doesn't give us notification.
No, it did after I did start. So we learning this thing, Wendy.
I'm so confused. I've been sitting here since 7 o'clock, and I said, "Oh my God, they think I'm not in there."
You know what? It didn't until I did show, Lenore. So we got to do that first. All right, we're learning this thing, Wendy. We're getting better. We're getting better.
Don't go pull your gun out.
Don't go pull your gun out on us. Don't sick Sherlock on us.
I know.
Now I can't hear you.
What you do to the sound?
You took your sound out.
Say something.
You muted yourself. You muted yourself, Wendy. All right. No.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Here we go. All right. So that's basically it. They was hoping that his murderer would be brought to justice, and he finally was. Let's say hi to everybody before we get Wendy in here. Wendy says, hello, ladies. I mean, Emerald says, hello, ladies.
Sorry, Emerald. She calling you.
How you doing? My biggest fan. I love you.
Corey says, okay, that's what we said. I just made sure. On Access, the guy said it's going to be a closed case. It is. Because I believe they found something on those computers, and that gun, they said, traces back.
You got to remember that he wrote a book with his stupid self.
Dumb! Isn't that stupid?
In his book, he gives details of how he killed Tupac.
Dummy. Dumb. Emerald says everyone has passed except for him. Can we really believe this man? He's a dummy. At least everybody else got killed off.
He's still living.
Justice for All says once they found out that the white Cadillac was a rental car, was from Compton, they should have been able to determine who rented it. This case could have been solved years ago. Those dummies rented a car. Are you serious?
During that evening when he got shot?
Yeah. Where Wendy go?
Why does it disconnect?
All right. All right.
Okay.
Those dummies rented a car? I
They
can't
rented
believe
a car
that.
with their name on it and everything to track them. Why did they do it? That's what I want to know.
Because
Why did they kill him?
Because he got in a fight. If you remember earlier, Tupac got in a fight with that Anderson dude at the fight.
At the fight.
Yes, and he went back like we was just saying. He was going to go get his gang members, and that's what he did.
My God.
Justice Frost says, I think Keith D must have a terminal illness. He wanted to take credit for his crime so that everyone always remembers him. Oh,
to just be transparent now.
So now he's famous.
That's really pathetic.
Yeah, he's famous now.
I'm the one that took Tupac's life. Or was a part of it?
Yeah.
He has no conscience.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
He figures he's going to pass away anyway because of the terminal illness. So
that's it, guys. We'll be following this case along with the Mar-a-Lago crime family case, which grows every day.
Find out who killed Biggie next.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Another cold case.
Everybody keep pointing at Puff, but he said I don't have nothing to do with that. So I don't know.
Biggie's mother said that P. Diddy did it. She believes that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if they're going to figure that one out. But
if he didn't, I wonder if he has an ideal.
I don't know.
Just
keeping it on the streets. We don't know.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that was it for Tupac. We'll keep following that story along with everything else. Now this one, Lenora, you said the Republicans are still trying to indict Biden.
Have him impeached.
But they can't find anything.
They can't find any evidence. They had 3-star witnesses up there. All 3 of them said there was no evidence. And people were like, you think you would talk to the star witnesses before they come in front of everybody.
Thank you.
Even Hannity said that with his big giant head.
I know.
Hannity said you think you would talk to him before you brought all of them up there.
That's how stupid they are with this, with their whole purpose. But The View kind of showed a clip of all the people who came forward to give reason why it's not strong enough to impeach him. And you wanted to give more you wanted to do the spotlight on the black lady, the representative. They had her speak too.
All right, so let's see this. All right, let's see.
Clearly didn't understand the assignment of their own impeachment inquiry yesterday. Committee Chair James Comer kicked things off with some huge accusations that were immediately torn apart by their star witnesses, House Democrats, and some of their own GOP colleagues when it came to the impeachment of Joe Biden. Watch.
The House Oversight and Accountability Committee has uncovered a mountain of evidence revealing how Joe Biden abused his public office for his family's financial gain.
Here's what some
the video is showing
have had to say over the last week about the actions of the Republicans.
But I don't hear it.
Clown show.
Oh, that's right. I got my mute on my TV.
Terribly misguided. Stupidity.
I do not believe that the current evidence would support articles of impeachment.
Are you presenting any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
No, I'm not.
I will tell you what the president has been guilty of. He has unfortunately been guilty of loving his child unconditionally, and that is the only evidence that they have brought forward. And honestly, I hope and pray that my parents love me half as much as he loves his child.
Okay.
All right. So she's the one that I'm gonna highlight. Okay. She lit into them, boy. I told y'all.
That's the only thing that he's the crime that he's
I keep trying to tell y'all.
Is being a loving dad.
The black women
are coming out, aren't we?
I don't know.
That black woman ripped him up.
These black women in every state is after him.
I'm really thinking it's part of what the Bible even says about the last shall be first. And the first shall be last.
They destroyed those 2 black women's lives in Georgia.
They planted the seed right there. You planted a seed. With a mother and a daughter that had nothing to do with their lives.
You planted a seed.
That's the black after the grandmother too.
Yeah. It was a grandmother.
So all the black, it's no coincidence that all black women are coming at them.
So
and
this congresswoman
looking over her shoulder constantly, scared to come outside.
Yep. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, Democrat from Texas, called out the GOP for pursuing an impeachment inquiry into Biden while ignoring the evidence. This is pretty much what she was saying. You have the thing.
What?
The actual link I sent. Or is that just a picture?
It's not open. No.
Oh, that's just a picture?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well then. What she basically said, y'all, was, you guys are so much into evidence, right? Mm-hmm. She printed out pictures of all the boxes from the files that was in Comover's house. And she was like, you're so into evidence. I'm just re-paraphrasing what she said. Okay. What about this? She's picking up pictures. What about this one? This one was in this, and she used the S word for the bathroom. Oh, SITCH, the Etter word. It rhymes with Etter. The Etter word.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Yes. She said, in other words, this was in the boo-boo room.
Wow.
Oh, but you guys are over here calling. Where's the evidence?
Thank you. That's all we want.
I want to go on record now. I'm just going to say this. I do believe Biden has,
He might have some ties, you think?
I do. But you gotta bring evidence. Right. You can't just say stuff.
That's how court of laws work.
We're in the middle of a possible shutdown.
Thank you.
Something better to do.
That's what she said. That's how she ended her speech. Instead of doing that, how about keeping the government open?
Thank you.
They're like little babies.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Now they have to have evidence so they can bring this forth. But if they don't have strong evidence,
then it's not evidence
to impeach a president. You just don't. Half the stuff that's going on with Trump. Wow, he would have been under the jail.
It's actually making Biden look better, if you ask me.
How is that?
Because it shows that if he is guilty, he's smart enough for you not to get any evidence. Where that Comover is a moron. He's telling everything. He did a speech today.
He did?
Yes, he was speaking today.
Everybody, like he threatened that general to wants him killed. Get away with this stuff. How can you say that? I don't understand. I'm confused.
He has diarrhea.
He wants the man killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has diarrhea of the mouth. That's what Sonny said on The View.
But why
diarrhea
is he still,
of the mouth.
Why is he still
He doesn't think as he talks. It's all about him anyway.
So he said today in his message, he was at California convention, he don't think Biden is going to live.
You know,
like Biden is 10 years older than him. Biden is only 3 years.
Thank you.
Older than him. 3 years.
Thank you. And better.
He said he don't think he's going to make it.
He's in better shape.
He said,
I rides his bike. He walks, even though he falls sometimes.
He said, I don't think he's going to make it to the November.
Trump is out of shape.
And then he said the Democrats better get somebody else because this guy's not going to make it.
So he's kind of like building on his base. That's how his base want him to talk. Yeah, he's on a stage like the comedians. I got an audience. Da, 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 da. Right. Biden's not going to make it. He's old.
You got Dianne Feinstein, whatever her name is.
Yeah. Dianne died today.
Passed away today. But 90 years old. Come on. She fell a while back. She was off her feet. She's done remarkable things. I have a lot of respect for her. She did great things. Mm-hmm. But 90, come on.
Yeah, she should have been gone a long time ago.
She didn't.
I say 70. They got to get on top of those term limits. It's too much.
Yeah, Dianne should have been gone a long time ago. But yeah. I'm talking about not dead. I'm talking about out of her seat. Corey says the courts were probably public. Emerald says that old man can't stay awake, let alone be involved in such an intricate scheme. So Emerald don't think that he's stay awake enough to be able to do a scheme.
I don't have a problem if they do find evidence.
He wasn't involved in anything.
Well,
used his father saying, "Well, I'm Joe Biden's son. I can do this and I can do that."
Yep.
That's the biggest thing he did. But his father did nothing but be a good father.
And what I like about what the Democrats did, because like I said, I'm not either Democrat or Republican, but what I like about what they did at that hearing is they made the Republicans look so stupid. And then they ended it by saying, okay, let's just say this. If Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and Trump are found guilty, everybody raise your hand if you feel like they should go to jail. All the Democrats raised their hand.
Oh, they did?
None of the Republicans raised their hand.
See, that's hypocritical.
So they said, see, they don't want justice.
They don't.
They don't want justice. Because we're saying if anybody's guilty,
either party,
raise your hand. Even they go to jail.
If they pull out even information from Hillary, bring her back in.
Everybody, you go to jail if you're guilty.
All of them.
They didn't raise their hand.
That's not right. That's not right.
They didn't raise their hand.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood,
but against principalities,
spiritual wickedness in high places, principalities.
Yep.
I mean, that's why darkness. It's so hard to get anything done.
That's the spirit, because you think about that same
fight. The demons are fighting.
Mm-hmm. That same spirit, Wendy, that that was in the people that killed Jesus. He was the truth right in their face. He was the promise. He was. You guys knew I was coming.
But don't you think that was a
no? We're gonna kill you.
Don't you think that God allowed something to like blind them?
Oh yeah, because you mean
because it had to happen.
Yeah, it was a plan. It was, and it's so sad because God.
That's what I think this is.
He knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows our hearts better than we know our own hearts. So he knew the plan. He knew how man is.
Well, like I tell people all the time. I tell my sons. The reason why Christ died on the cross in the first place is because he knew we would never get it right. We must strive to get it right every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows we're unable to do it because we're human beings.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, how he judges us, I don't know.
Right.
But you got a couple of clues like blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Mm-hmm. And you got to hold on to those things to get through it because you're messing up every other day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you got to remember, like I told you, I'm going through something physically. It's really awful. It's horrible, 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 horrible. And not many people have it, and it's not, you can't control it. But I keep telling myself in my ears, His great God's grace is sufficient. Mm-hmm. God's grace is sufficient. God's grace is sufficient. I have to keep telling myself that, or I wouldn't make it. So since we're not perfect, we have to grab a couple of these promises and have them burn down in our hearts, and they just come out.
Yeah.
I think the best thing, all of us do something well, and I think the best thing in quality I have is mercy. So when I get in a bind, I remind God, Lord, have mercy, blessed are the merciful. That's basically what it's about. We've got to make this real because these demons in the White House are too evil. For 4 years since COVID, we've seen how evil they are.
Horrible.
If we think for 1 minute we're going to beat them by anything but prayer, our
That's
weapons
it.
are not carnal, but spiritual, mighty in the Lord to the pulling down of strongholds. This is a stronghold.
It's a stronghold.
This is why they're at 90 years old. This is why they keep talking about the laws of the founding fathers, who, by the way, were all slave owners. Because it's a stronghold.
Right.
You can see it when they're in there in those meetings. Don't they look stern and, like full of themselves and privileged? It's a stronghold.
I agree.
And Christians need to come together, whether they know each other or not. And every night, just pray about it every single night.
What will it take? What will it take? Like you're saying, if my people who are called by my name, what will it take for the people of God who claims that they are of God?
But they the ones that
believe in the power of prayer. No, I'm talking about the real people of God, people who, like he said, those that worship me must worship me in spirit and in truth. There's a lot of people out there that are saying they know him, and he's going to say, depart from me, you do of iniquity. I never knew you. That scripture would always shake me up because they using his name, they're claiming his name, but he says, depart from me. I don't know you. You didn't spend time with me. You calling me your savior, your Lord. You don't even talk to me half the time. And that's scary.
All I want to hear is, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Yeah.
That's all I want to hear. But there are times, like I said, what I'm going through now, you're like, where's God? Where is God? Where are you?
Yeah.
And it came in my head, God's grace is sufficient. You're alive. You don't have something that's going to kill you.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying too, Wendy, about people don't get so hyped up with who's gonna win.
Right.
God has He has a plan for you.
Right.
It doesn't matter who's in
office.
Whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden.
Right. You're absolutely right, because when Trump was in office, I'm like, why in the world would God allow this? But he wanted to expose what's really out there so we could see. We know racism's been out there for years. But man, Trump opened that thing up. I mean, think about all the people that died because he said COVID wasn't real.
Yes.
He gets away with all these little things, like he threatened this man.
Yeah.
He just gets away with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't somebody on top of that? You can't just threaten. I can't just threaten you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't say I hope somebody kills you.
Yep.
Yep.
And he knows when he says it, those MAGA people, somebody's going to feed into it. That man said he's getting threats every day.
Every day.
Wow.
Emerald says we just have to be in prayer.
On his family.
Oh. Emerald says we just have to be in prayer for others and have our salvation in order. That's it.
Because his word says to pray for
and
those that rule over us.
I tell my son, when you wake up in the middle of the night, you woke up for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Pray.
See a new day.
For yourself, for the world, for your best friend, for yourself, for me. When you wake up in the morning, pray. Mm-hmm. Not only will you do some good, you will fall back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, so you teaching them right.
Train up a child.
I'm just
My mother said, pray without ceasing.
That's right. That's right. That's one of my favorites.
Emerald says, I agree, Wendy. He did his best. Our children are going to do what they are going to do. So she's saying what you're saying. He's just a good dad, like what this black lady said. Mm-hmm. And he was supporting his son. That's why he was calling them all the time.
You want to cover them. And like you just said, if they ask the question to these politicians, if all of them are found guilty in anything,
you know
justice should be for all of them.
I really believe in my heart that Hunter Biden's problems come from the murder of, the killing of his mother and his sister in that car accident.
Yeah.
He was just a child.
That messed him up.
He was old enough to remember. I remember what was going on when I was 7. Mm-hmm. He remembers that. He missed her. He didn't know what to do with it. That evolved. Yeah. I really believe that's what's wrong with him.
That shattered his spirit when that happens. When you lose a parent as a kid,
and a baby,
that shatters you.
And a baby sister, your baby sister.
Yes.
You as a little boy, you want to protect that little girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that had a lot.
And then the brother dying later on.
Yeah, his other brother dies later. So
he need to check himself and get in a relationship with his child. Maybe some of this will come off.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of this is karma.
A lot of this is you acting like you don't know who this child is. You trying to make them change the name. Yes. You better get it right, buddy.
Yeah, you reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm. All right. Emma says, just pray through our day and have conversations with God.
Get to know him.
Yep.
Because he'll sustain you.
So that's my whole thing that I just want to make sure we get out. Even when we talk about Trump and whatever, I don't want people to get so like they're going to end up killing themselves if he becomes president.
I know.
It's like your life doesn't end.
Well, I'm not going to kill myself, but I do have a bottle of wine.
I know.
I don't really drink. I'm one of those Christmas birthday drinkers.
Right.
I get a glass of wine.
Everybody has to pull it out
all night.
That's right.
I don't like to taste the liquor.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
More on him. Fulton County.
What's about it?
Well, you know that the first two.
Change the photo.
The first two. What is it? Defendants, part of the Marietta crime scene.
Yeah.
They pleaded guilty.
Oh, okay.
I heard that.
They pleaded guilty, which we know they are. They're all gonna plead guilty.
Yeah. They were all part of that scam. That's
and
the
they saying that Fonnie.
They're all gonna sing too.
Fonnie. They saying Fonnie is thinking about giving them a plea deal. You know she works out them plea deals. I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So get ready for that big blow up to happen. Trump is going to go off.
These are a few of the 18 people.
This is just the first two whose trials are coming now.
I mean, but it's part of that number 18, 19
part of that 18.
People.
I told you the black guy's going to plead guilty. And the crazy black looking woman, she going to
look like Smile.
What was with her photo?
She was trying to look like that
That movie Smile. Like demon looking.
Kanye West's ex-PR manager.
Yes.
She was crazy.
She was in Kanye's camp.
She was crazy as I don't know what. To pose for a picture like that.
I know.
Well, it says Fulton County prosecutors on Friday signaled that they may soon extend a plea deal to one or both defendants headed to trial next month. The revelation came during a procedural hearing for former comb-over campaign lawyer Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro, the alleged architect of the fake elector scheme. He's the guy who thought up the whole scheme. He pleaded guilty.
What do you mean? He was the one that made up the whole
He's plan? The lawyer that came up with the whole scheme.
The brilliant plan that got the comb-over to go.
Guilty.
Because comb-over was like, good idea. Thank you, lawyer.
Trump is a fool if he thinks all those people aren't going to tell what they know. Nobody wants to go to jail. They're all going to tell.
They said they have They said they haven't made a
Click on her.
Go ahead.
And what was that about, Kim?
In front of this.
What's the matter?
No, she was clicking on your pictures.
Oh, I wanted to make sure you was in front of the main picture. Okay.
What's the matter? I lost what I was going to say.
I know. Now you know how I feel when Lenore does something and it throws you off.
It went out of my head.
Thank you, Wendy.
Like that lid on the side of the thing.
Now you
what was I at? What was I at?
You're in the middle saying something and then she does something.
I tell you something. I don't have a sister. I always wanted a sister. But y'all are the best sisters because y'all be telling each other off and still loving each other.
But now you got a hint. You lost your train of thought.
What are we talking about?
I don't know, but she does that all the time. What's this link right here? What's this?
You got to remember something, Lord. You got to remember something. We're getting old now. You know what I mean? When I talk to my girlfriend on the phone and she's a talker, I have to write down what I want to say to her. When she finishes talking, I'll forget.
That's what my mom and her sister do. My mom does.
I can't remember now. I completely forgot.
Write down all that you need.
But
Wendy, what can you say as far as a suggestion on when you see something at the moment?
Just do it.
We're on video, and I'm like, oh, is Wendy's picture behind this main man
at the God? Emerald says, stop picking on Lenore.
Thank you. I'm in the moment. I see something.
Emerald, tell me, what was I saying?
We don't know. She threw us off like she always does.
But Kim took it further. It was about to come to you until Kim continued on to dog me out. See? So she is part of that messing you up.
Yeah, but she does that.
It'll come back.
But now you know how I do that every single time. Or she'll say something and then I'll repeat what you said in the middle of my sentence.
While you
can't stand
It'll come back to you.
All right. Well, anyway, so the Fulton County people, they're going to give these people, they're thinking about giving these people a deal, which they will. They want him.
Yeah.
All these 18 people, they don't care about him.
They want the top guy.
They want him and Vampire Giuliani. That's who they want.
This is true.
They're going to get Giuliani. He's not getting no deal.
No, he probably won't.
He can forget it. He'll be the first to go.
Unless he's going to turn on Trump.
Enjoy his freedom right now. Both of them. Go ahead. Anything else?
No. That's it for that one.
So two down and what? 16
We don't know yet. They're going to give them. They may give them a deal. They are. Okay, so you got here. Is this Chicago?
I laughed at the Trump Towers downtown.
So
Chicago.
y'all know we have a Trump Tower in Chicago.
Yes.
Emerald says, I'm going to go back on the feed.
They said he does not own Trump Towers. He owns the property.
Another
heard that today.
Scammer.
The property is sitting on, but he does not own Trump Towers.
Well, it says that
he's not going to be able to do anything. And guess what else I heard?
What?
Ivanka is going to be one of the people interviewed, one of the witnesses.
Oh, yeah, my mom said that. Both sons and Ivanka.
And her husband, right?
Or just the kids.
Oh, just the kids. This is the New York one, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all in the business together.
They're going to lose a lot of money. They're not going to be able to work in New York at all.
Oh.
They're going to lose a lot of money.
Well, he can go to his friend in Russia.
Well, then since you said that, Wendy, this might not affect him then. It says Illinois opened up a new case against Trump Tower owners. claiming that the downtown Chicago property is continuing to significantly underreport how much water it's pulling out of the Chicago River. So they doing what he did in New York. They lying about numbers.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I said. They said the buildings were bigger than they were. They said it's something. They don't mind if you're off a couple of square feet, but he was like over 200 something.
Oh, so if he doesn't own the hotel, I wonder if he's going to be in trouble then.
I don't know.
Well, he owns the land. He owns the land, though.
That's the name. The name is still him.
Yeah, that's true.
They talked about a water bill too.
That's it. So he can still be liable.
It says that the state filed 3 complaints against the property owners based on Illinois' EPA reporting that the hotel was taking in about 21 million gallons of water daily from the Chicago River for cooling its ventilation system and did not have a permit to do so.
Right.
He's a
scammer.
He's a scammer.
He's a career criminal.
Yeah.
Don the Con.
Like his dad.
That's his name. All the people watching out there, Don the Con.
Integrity.
Yeah. But how are these people who are, I don't understand. Now you got Cook County after him. You know what it's going to be? Every state that is a Democrat state is going to go after him in some kind of way.
That he has property in his towers.
Completely off the chain, really. 90 felonies. Give me a break.
Yeah. Emerald says you were talking. Oh, this is what you was talking about, Wendy. She said you were talking about someone going to jail.
When you said about the 18 people, 2 of them was convicted. Somebody is going to jail, or you thinking they may not go to jail because they may get a plea?
I don't even remember saying that,
okay.
But I probably did. But I don't remember.
You didn't finish
the thought.
Honey.
I'm old.
That's right.
I know.
Well, you're not that old, Wendy.
Yeah. Old is Feinstein.
Old is was Feinstein.
Was Feinstein.
All right. You know what's getting ready to happen Monday, right?
What?
A government shutdown.
That's if it's a red light or green light like they show in there. Hopefully it don't be a green light.
They're going to have to, you know what they're going to do this weekend, right? Like they always do. Pull out the old sleeping bags and have like they really having a midnight.
Every report I've seen said they've been in there using the F-bomb over and over again. It's just cussing each other out. That's what Morning Joe said.
Wow.
They just in there arguing like kids. F you, I don't fucking want this.
It says lawmakers are inching closer to a government shutdown when the government funding runs out the end of the day on September 30th. With the deal nowhere in sight, federal agencies are bracing to place hundreds of thousands of workers on unpaid furlough until funding is restored. The federal government hasn't faced this dilemma since 2018 when the federal government shut down for 35 days. The difference, they said, between that shutdown and this one was that they at least had some kind of bargaining tool that they was on. They have nothing on this one because it's a few mega people holding the government hostage.
Wow.
The filibuster is witchcraft, period. You hear that?
Yeah.
It is. But think about it. Manipulation, any form of manipulation, negative manipulation is witchcraft.
Yeah.
So let's tell people again what will still be available and what won't. Right. Many services will still be available, like the FDA, all vital FDA activities related to imminent threats to the safety of human life. Social Security checks, Mom, will still be issued. Veterans Affairs facilities will remain open. Air traffic and airport personnel will still be on the job without pay. Unless employees begin to call in sick to work as they did during the last shutdown, which they probably going to do again.
Who's going to work for free? A lot of people don't.
Another institution still running when the money runs out, Congress. They'll keep working without pay, including many of their staffers that keep the Capitol running. Although most major federal agencies have not announced their plans for what will stay open and closed during the shutdown, here's what we see could be affected. Federal employees could be furloughed or asked to work without pay. So we know that, right? Nutrition and food assistance programs could be paused. Snap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The most people be waiting for their lunch on their truck every day.
WIC programs. That's women, infants, and children.
Government programs.
Any of those government programs. 7 million pregnant and postpartum women, infants, and children who rely on WIC will lose access during the shutdown. 7 million.
But guess who will still get paid? The senators.
Yeah, you got that right, Lenore. They should take their pay.
They should take their pay.
You mean the Congress or
the Congress people, all of them. They still getting paid. When the government shut down, because Sarah brought that up on The View. If they all were saying, why don't they give up their pay? Why don't they stop them getting paid?
They should be the first ones to lose their pay.
Mama said
one congressman.
Mama said one of the congressmen will. Who is this, Mom? Do you know?
Somebody really powerful, like a Martin or a Malcolm, somebody really strong to come in there and just raise hell and get that stuff. Somebody that people will listen to. They say listen to McCain, but they need somebody that's strong. Biden is not a strong speaker.
No.
You know what I mean? They need somebody that just captivates them.
That's Gavin Newsom, but you know he's not running. Gavin Newsom would captivate everybody, but he's not running for president.
No, not an a-hole.
Right.
The
USDA Food and Nutrition Service is likely to run out of funding. That's the U.S. That's the people that check to make sure that our food is good, so we can eat it.
Right.
They won't be around.
You said the airline, right?
They'll still be there. They just won't get paid.
People, the TSA people, they won't get paid.
Yep.
The military.
Yeah.
A lot of the military won't get paid. The border, the people watching the dang on border won't get paid.
It says households households who receive SNAP benefits, formerly known as food stamps, will receive their October assistance as usual, regardless of the shutdown. It is unknown whether their November benefits will be impacted by the shutdown.
I'm not sure I understand why they saying it affects the airlines.
The air traffic controllers.
Air traffic controllers.
Oh, controllers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Social services for food and education come to a halt. Head Start.
Oh, no.
Head Start. If you got a kid in Head Start.
Because a lot of those kids with crazy parents, that's the only food they get in the morning.
Guess what? Guess what's a big one, y'all? Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels.
Them old folks won't get their food.
My dad had with
They depend on that food.
Yeah.
The national parks. The parks will be closed. Visitor centers, campgrounds, research facilities, museums closed during the shutdown.
That's crazy.
Let's see.
It should be them that loses their paycheck.
Thank
you. Yes.
Depending on how long it says, it will interrupt Columbus Day. You know how people go to celebrate Columbus Day. You won't be doing that.
That's in October.
Yep, in October.
Mama, you can find the name of the one congressman that's giving up his paycheck during this shutdown.
People who get health care or health insurance from the federal government, whether it's through Medicare or Indian Health Service, should not experience any interruption.
Okay.
So Medicare won't have a problem.
Our mail too, right? Post office.
They would still go on to the doctor with their regular appointments. Okay. Medicaid is enough. They're fine. However, health centers that get funding from the government grants will shut down. Clinics.
Mom, I have to find something for that. Okay.
Clinics will shut down. Okay.
Okay. That's not good.
You need to cut back on services like staff depending, so they'll shut down. Other disruption, federal health agencies, Department of Health and Human Services, stuff like that is all going to shut down.
Wow.
Research hospitals.
No,
isn't that ridiculous?
That's important.
Service members would also work without pay. You asked about that.
Research hospitals? That's terrible.
I know. Everything shuts down.
A shutdown would likely affect 1.3 million active duty service members who will continue to work but will not get a paycheck. An estimated 800,000 Pentagon civilians, 200,000 will be required to work without pay because they're accepted.
All those servicemen who have wives and kids at home waiting for that money to eat and buy clothes, whatever, they won't get it.
Military commissaries.
They better have what Kim said. Pack up, have some food packed and shelter.
I know, prepping.
In case they need it.
Yep.
Preppers.
Military commissaries, which we have a commissary here,
that will shut down.
Which is basically a grocery store, will stay open for approximately 60 days.
Wow.
So that's it.
After 60 days, that's it.
After the funds run out. So they got enough to stay open for 60 days.
That's real sad.
The shutdown will also affect service members scheduled to move to new assignments. That travel will be halted during the shutdown.
Yeah. It's going to be a hot mess.
Now, police officers, you want to know what happens with them? You asked about that.
Yeah.
Larry Cosme, president of the Law Enforcement Officer Association, said lack of funding also means that there are no resources for federal agencies to continue participating in federal, state, local task forces. He said this includes those working on human trafficking investigations. So the officers who do the extra stuff, like the human trafficking investigations, like the cold case that we were talking about.
And the fentanyl.
It says terrorist operations, drug violations, like you said, fentanyl. All of that closes down.
Every terrorist that's hearing this, they'll be excited.
Yep.
Because they can get the drugs through even quicker now.
Yep.
It's kind of sad.
You know they're going to be on top of it.
Yep.
You know they're already on and making plans.
So all this, let's make sure we put it out there. We blaming the Republicans.
Yeah, they said that on The View, that this would really be a big blame game on Republicans' party. Yeah.
Because they worked out a deal in a committee.
Yeah.
They all both walked away from the table and agreed on the deal. And now mega Republicans don't want to sign off to the deal.
Exactly.
And they're going to hold the country hostage.
Buttigieg was on The View today, and Joy tried to get him to say, what names? Name some of them.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene. Giant head
They're
Gates.
part of a committee already.
Yes.
Some kind
Gates
of
or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Lauren Ho Boebert.
Yeah.
All of them.
Probably. Yeah.
And Jim Jordan.
Yeah.
What name we got for him?
The big names. The big mouths. Yeah.
Okay. Emerald says filibustering and not taking care of real business should cause them to be personally fined.
Yeah.
They won't do it.
But if they, again, going back to what we said. Say what?
I said the filibuster is games. You know, a lot of them look at this like a game.
Yeah.
It's a chess game to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who can beat who? Who can outwin who? They don't really care about us.
No.
They're playing a game, and it's a serious game.
Yep.
If their checks were gone and jeopardized,
so I bet
you they'll quickly make decisions then.
I want to mention this, and then if you have anything, Wendy, we'll do.
Dog behind you.
I want to mention this, Wendy, and then if you have anything. Did you guys know that more than 1,000 kids are reported missing in Ohio this year?
Why that state?
Ohio it's been hundreds of kids every month who are going missing.
That's not good.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
That doesn't make sense. That's
Children are disappearing from northern Ohio in record numbers, with more than 1,000 minors reported missing so far this year. More than 45 children have gone missing in Cleveland, Akron area this month alone. And in August, there were more than 35 missing minors, according to the Ohio Attorney General's website, Missing Children website. The disappearances are creating a disturbing trend in northern Ohio, this began in May, when nearly 30 children went missing in the first 2 weeks. There's something organized going on here.
There's gotta be. That sounds like there's some group. There's some religion. There's some hate group. There's something out there.
A bunch of pedophiles.
There's something out there that's doing this. There's some person. There's some family. There's some organization. There's some religion. There's some cult.
Yeah.
Gotta be doing this.
For all these kids. And they're all races, all everything.
Trump's friend that killed himself. Einstein.
Oh, yeah.
He was involved in that.
Wow.
Now.
He had a big thing going.
I was watching this one person. I forgot her name. If I get it, I'll put it in the description on YouTube. She kind of came up with she said because she liked doing stuff like looking into things and stuff. Regular lady like us. She said one thing that she noticed, she looked up, she put like a map of where all the missing kids came from or whatever. Mm-hmm. She said she noticed they were all near major railroad tracks. Ooh, and she thinks they're transporting them in these trains.
Yeah.
They probably are.
She said if they would start doing checks of these trains, they'll probably start seeing kids.
That's kind of sad. That
have you heard about this movie Mel Gibson that Hollywood doesn't want out?
Which one is that?
It? No, what is it?
He's got this new movie out about trafficking and how many Hollywood people are involved in it, and they're blocking it. They won't let it out. Nobody will take it. Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Because that's real. Mel that's Gibson, really going on now.
And who's the actor that said he didn't like Chinese people, and they forgave him? What's his name?
I don't know.
He hated Chinese people. He beat them up one time.
Oh, I don't know.
Who is this?
The actor.
That ain't Mel Gibson.
He had a problem with Jews, but not.
He's got a brother. I can't remember. Anyway,
okay.
Both of them are trying to get this movie released.
Wow.
And show all about trafficking and what Hollywood actors are involved in that trafficking, and they don't want it released. Yeah, it was a big thing.
I was getting ready to say it's some big name people probably attached to this. That's why you don't hear these stories on the news all the time.
You think?
Yeah. It's not on the news.
You know what? Going back to the movie that I've watched over 200-300 times, Taken. Trafficking is really real. And that movie kind of put a little shiver in me, because when in the movie, the way they wrote it, that they were over in those various countries doing it, but then they started going for American women that would arrive in their country. Right. And the sad thing about it, like these kids, if we're just regular people finding out ways of connection, why aren't they doing that?
See, I think something is going on.
Do they not know? This is common sense. If this lady has tagged every kid and where they live, and they live near a railroad crossing,
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of trafficking people. Yes,
it's a lot of money.
The cartel are trafficking the people coming over to our country, the migrants.
You know, I watched this guy's live today. He was down there on the border. And he was live, just like how we go live. Mm-hmm. He was just showing how people just coming on over.
They're not going through no kind.
There's the police that's standing there. They let them come in. Just hundreds of people just walking in.
What area of this?
Texas.
Part of Texas?
Yeah, Texas. They go across the river. That's why Abbott said he wanted to put alligators in the river. Oh. They walk across the river.
No. I thought Comer said that.
No, Abbott said he wanted to put alligators.
I thought he was using.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Trump wants to put alligators in the river.
Okay.
Because you watch them and they walk right over. Now, some of it you look and I don't know. I got torn feelings with this. Because some of them, they come over and they're in a family and they're crying when they get to our soil and they kissing the earth. And then some are coming over like 20 guys. All together coming over. So what do you do here?
What are they doing?
So they process them. He watched it. I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole hour
he went
of
live.
it.
So he took his little camera and went live.
He went live. They let him come in. They don't stop him anymore.
How easy it is to just come
They tell him to go over there. They stand in line. You said
they arrested some of them?
They stand in line, and then they give them a date when they're supposed to come back for the.
Mama said they're arresting someone.
Not that many, Ma. And they put them on a bus.
Kim,
they put them on the bus, and then they bring them to here, Illinois, New York, and any other sanctuary.
Keep in mind how long those borders are, though, because the people that they were showing in the 700 Club, where they were located, was near an Indian reservation.
No, this is not an Indian reservation.
That's what I'm saying. Think about how big the state of Texas is, and even compared to New Mexico, and when you see the Mexican border, it encompasses miles.
Let me see.
So this guy was probably live at a certain section.
Yeah.
The TV show that I was watching, the 700 Club, they were at a different part of the border. They were near the Indian reservations.
Let me see.
And people would slip into the Indian reservations, and they will escort them through past their reservation to American, their area, of the soil.
No, that's not what this one is.
No, these are different stories.
Oh, yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
There's different stories along that border. What's going on?
Let me see if I can
the guy you're talking about was at a part that was, as well being affected. Mama says some of them are being arrested.
Keep going.
But it's almost like what DeSantis was saying on this recent debate.
Want to know how long it takes me to send money directly to bank account?
Lindsay was interviewing him.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "How would you know if they are cartel or bringing fentanyl in?
Hold on.
You just don't go."
All right, hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all this. Hold on, Wendy. Hold on. This is him live.
Look this way.
I'm trying to get to where he was.
It's just black.
Oh, she don't see it. You don't see it on your TV?
Look on TV.
Not on my TV.
Oh, it's not?
No. It's just you and me and black.
Endorsed.
There it is. But it's still, there it is. It's there.
He's just live. See? Look at that. They crossed the water. See, look. And it's constant all day. And look at our army men. Look at our servicemen.
Run that again, Kim. Wow.
He's missing his cat. He came over and got processed.
Wow.
If you bring a cat and a dog over, you can't bring them over. They make them stay there near the water.
Oh, gee.
So if people had their dogs, they had to keep them there. They couldn't get on the bus with the dog.
You think the animal rights people would be mad at that?
What are the animal rights people doing about that?
They ain't nowhere near that border talking about
Tuesday,
the animals.
Now he's back. He wasn't able
But
to have his cat.
police.
He doesn't speak English, and he's going all along the thing looking for his cat. He came back for his cat, and he showed me a picture of his cat. Border Patrol wouldn't let him have his cat.
It's the animal rights
back
people.
Looking for.
Shame.
Look. They don't stop them. Look. They go right over the barbed wire. Look at that. Look at the police.
How can he stop
They
them?
can't stop them until our government tells them they can.
Right. That's what the guy that was over the whole all of the officers there, the main guy says, we have to let them in. We're not getting any information to do anything other than that.
This is what President Biden is
and he said, and like what Mama said, they do stop those who are suspicious.
How do you know somebody's suspicious?
I don't know how they find out yet, but they do. I'm just saying.
But how do you know any of these people?
I don't know what their process is.
Then, so you can't.
I know, but we're looking at a section.
Right.
We can't speak for all of it.
Do they pat them down again?
Yeah, you don't know who's suspicious.
Here's the thing, Wendy. That's why on the 700 Club, they say they need more people at the border, but they need direction from our government.
Yes.
The government, because our laws are letting them in. We can't say go back home.
Exactly.
I hate to say it. But the last I heard, they said Kamala was in charge of that.
Jeez.
That's her chance to shine. What is she doing?
Look at this.
She's in charge of that border.
Kamala,
yeah.
She need to get that hopefully in the next election. Before the next election, hopefully they'll bring a little bit. Well, if the government shuts down,
these guys are gone. They're not doing nothing anyway, so it don't matter.
But the way they're walking, you can tell they know other people have done it.
Exactly.
They're walking all fast, Like they just know they're coming.
Look at that.
669.
And I don't want to hear anybody say anything about stopping somebody suspicious. How do you know who's suspicious? You don't know by looking at somebody.
But see, you can't make a general statement like that. Don't do that. Because this is a part of
No, I saw his whole video. So they come off and they get on a bus.
I know, but this is one section of the border.
Right.
There's other stories and accounts that people are getting, and they are stopping them.
Okay, so
I don't know what the problem is. This guy is free at where he's at.
Can I ask you a question?
The guy is saying we need more military to actually stop him, but he can't stop him.
Here's the question. If one part is down and people are just walking in, what do I care that 16 other parts
the other parts are open too?
No, I'm saying where they're stopping them.
No, the thing is they're having a hard time trying to figure out who is cartel, who is bringing in, because some of the cartels even take these people
exactly
when they do come over.
Let me show you something.
Traffic them or rob them.
Look, guys, look. What is this? Look, guys, on the other side, this is Mexico. Who's bringing these people in cars and trucks over here? That's probably the cartel.
How do you know that that's Mexico?
This is Mexico, Lenore.
I mean, is this side
This
here?
is America, and
so
this is Mexico. From here. You got to look at they coming from off of here.
They coming through the waters. What is over there?
That's Mexico. This is Mexico.
But they're not coming this way.
They are. I showed you some of the film. This is where they're coming. They're coming down here, and they're coming through the water. And then they're crossing over here. He's showing you the whole film. This is Mexico, okay? These are trucks that are bringing them. What area
is this, too? You're saying it's right a part of Texas.
This is Texas.
I'd like to see where it is in conjunction with all the other areas and what they got going on.
See, look.
What if feeding your dog fresh Whole Foods was
Mexico to the next state, which is above, what is it, New Mexico?
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Unless you are a dummy.
I don't know what your point is.
My point is,
there's nothing we can do.
It is something we can do. That's what I'm saying.
No, the guys who are over them says we have to let them in.
All right.
What
they are about to cross.
I'm saying Biden needs to do something.
What is Biden going to do? They got to change the law.
It's amazing to me that this is on film.
About to cross.
I mean, really?
So shut it down so we can hear.
Okay,
hold on, Wendy. Just so I can make it plain. You didn't know this is. This is Mexico.
I want to see it on a map where you are. I want to see map-wise, where are they coming in?
He says right here, Eagle Pass, Texas.
That's what I want to see on a map. This doesn't help me. I just see water and land. You know?
Okay.
But where they were doing on the 700 Club, they were showing where the Indian reservation was from Texas to Mexico. So that was a certain part of the border as well, where a lot of the cartel even use the Indian reservation to get their drugs through. So a lot of them are not going to come through that way because that's too free. They're not being stopped either. But you got to go through little ways to put your stuff on people to get them through.
All right, so this is Eagle Pass right here. So you said you wanted to see it on a map.
Yeah, let me see it on
the map. So
this
is Eagle Pass right here. This is where they're coming in from.
I don't see where that's in conjunction.
This is Texas. Mexico, and this is America. This is the border.
Can we go little so I can see? Thank you.
So this is Mexico.
Right.
This is America. They coming through right here.
Yeah, that's a passageway as well.
Okay.
This whole thing is a passageway. That's what I'm saying. What that man is showing you what's going on right in that little. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. They all have different accounts, but so far they're just letting everybody over.
Right.
Though.
But what I'm talking about is the part that we actually see, and that's Eagle Pass. That he's down there live on air showing you where they're coming through. I can't talk about everything else. I don't know about everything else, but I know Eagle Pass.
Regardless of everything else, the law right now, from what I'm hearing, is not stopping them. We are according to the law, right?
Yep.
People coming over who are coming from countries that are really going bad for them, we open the doors and let
that's
them in.
why I showed this. Mm-hmm. This is one of the reasons when we talk about Joe Biden, why people are not voting for Joe Biden. Their border is out of control.
That is no.
And Kamala has an opportunity to show people because people think she's not doing anything.
And Trump didn't do anything either.
Elected, I don't know if you remember, but she climbed up on a wall and looked over like she was really had plans to do something.
And most
people don't even know that Kamala is in charge of that border.
Yes.
And where's that wall
And when
at?
Trump was president, it was not like that.
Where was
just so you know.
I'm going to write her a letter. Because if she wants to do something before the election, she needs to do that.
Yes.
Where's that?
Frightened about this fentanyl coming in.
Exactly. Where's that wall at? That part of the wall that Trump had built?
Probably California.
No, it wasn't California.
Oh,
no,
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many areas.
Let me look and see. Because you're saying no,
I think it was California. Where was the wall in California?
Said no.
So Wendy said no.
Let me see where.
I don't think it was in California, right?
I thought it was Tijuana, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't know.
But what part of our country? That's California.
Oh, yeah.
If it's Tijuana, that's California.
Because they started building, and remember, he said he was going to build a wall.
If you say in Tijuana, that's California. That means he built it in California.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, we always questioning why other than the fact that we feel like the devil is involved, why people love Trump so much. And that's because they are stepping over people that's laying in the middle of the street that are migrants. And something has to be done. That's what I'm saying. You can't just let people just walk in like that.
No. They have to be, their whole thing should be assessed. Where they came from, how old they are, do they have any diseases, what was their previous job, the whole everything.
Yes, he showed.
You know, I thought Trump was being cruel, and I still think he is. But there are some valid reasons, like that fentanyl. There are a lot of valid reasons, and those kids, why they shouldn't come in here. They need a better system.
Yes.
That screens out who's who, separates, you know what I mean, the people that are really criminals from the people that are just trying to find some peace.
And how you gonna know by looking? I showed you a video. You can look like DeSantis with his dumb self. I can look at somebody and tell if they're up to no good. How you know any of them people ain't up to no good?
You know what else, Lenore? We also must not forget, a lot of those people coming over here are Christians.
Yeah.
And they've been praying and praying and praying. You know, so many sides to it.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
what did Obama do differently? Remember,
Obama sent them back.
So why can't they do what Obama did? Obama sent a lot back home.
Trump said, if you think I'm bad, Obama sent more people back than I did.
But I bet Obama screened them, and he didn't do it for racist reasons like
No. It's just more humane. It's more humane. But we'll see. Justice for All says, we let Melania into the country. Let's send her back.
Oh, no.
Please, honey, send her back.
No, she said she's American now.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was one thing that a lot of people was on his live. He had thousands of people watching live. I think most people don't realize what's going on. We hear the stories. We hear about people just coming over and walking through. But when you see it with your actual eyes, somebody literally walked from the water from Mexico and walked through some barbed wire that's been cut down with the police standing there.
With their babies.
And then some didn't even have kids. But how do you know who's good, who's bad, it's you got to have some control there. And it's not. And that's what the issue is. That's why another reason why I said people do not want Biden. He got to fix the border.
It doesn't matter. Any president in place will not be able to do it overnight like that. The Congress needs to get together and do something with the law.
Right, and quit going after Hunter Biden.
They're going by laws. If laws are not in place, they said there's no cap on how many people you can let in this country.
Yeah, that's
laws
crazy.
need to be revisited. They need to put down on paper. The buck stops here. Anybody else goes back home. They can't, and we need to tighten up our borders. More money, like Nikki Haley said, more people down at the borders. Yeah. So that man filming his little video, it would be actual soldiers there.
He shouldn't even be allowed to stand there and film a video.
And the word would get back to the countries coming over.
Right.
You can't come over no more.
Yeah.
Oh, really? No. They got
you got to come over.
Military.
You can come over. But you can't come over through a broken barbed wire, cross it over a thing.
I think people are even getting to the point where the word would get out. You just got to stay in your country and deal with it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying for me.
I still keep thinking about those Haitian people they chased.
That's what I'm saying.
They let them over
I still feel like America is still the place for you to come and escape hardship. But you have to do it right. That's all I'm saying. You can't, Mexico has to take part in this. We need to start fining Mexico and not allowing them to just allow these people to just walk right through. All of this stuff needs to play into
our
things.
Governor of Illinois, Governor Fitzer. The thing he said yesterday on the news, and my heart went out because, like you and I were saying, Wendy, we're wrestling against not a flesh and blood.
Yeah.
This is a spiritual thing. And I think all the people of God in this country, we're not praying fervently enough. Because he made the comment that we said earlier, every state needs to take part in this.
Yeah.
Every state, not just the sanctuary ones.
A national day of prayer.
Every state should take a percentage of people.
Absolutely.
If we're God, in God we trust, and the land of God this is a blessed land, the Statue of Liberty and what that symbolizes, people from all countries. He actually said that. He said we are overwhelmed here in Illinois.
Well, they put them on the bus. These people get off and they go right to a bus. They put them on the bus and they bring them right here.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
So prayer. Break some yokes on people's lives and
all I'm saying is we have to start demanding more from our elected officials.
Yes. Local level.
And you know what's going to happen? Yeah. Maybe a shutdown will do it. Because that's going to get everybody's attention.
Yes.
And they're going to say, what are y'all doing over there?
September 11 did.
Yeah.
People who didn't even know God was praying.
Yeah.
Hey, my sister, can we pray? Because my cousin is under those rubble, that building.
But I will never say close the border. I'm never going to say that. I'm not a person that believes in closing the border. I just believe that you have to have a right way that you come in. And that's all. Just if you seek an asylum, then you shouldn't be able to just cross over water and just come through a thing. You have to come in the right way. And then let's look at your case and then let's talk about it. But that's not no case by case that you saw going on there.
You can temporarily close it until you get caught up.
That's true. Until you get comes to control.
The word will go out to those people that are coming. It's temporarily closed right now, so don't even do your little journey. Stay in Panama, stay in Venezuela, whatever.
Did you have anything, Wendy?
Yeah, I hesitated in whether I wanted to talk about this or not. I really was like, I don't think I want to talk about this. But the reason I decided to do it, the mainline media did not pick it up. It was all over YouTube. I was like, okay, they're not going to bother with that. They're going to let that go. But you know who? Tucker Carlson dug it up and's got a whole thing on it. They're talking about Barack and that letter.
What letter?
Tucker Carlson brought the letter.
Oh, you talking about him being gay or something?
He wrote a letter to his girlfriend. He wrote a letter to his girlfriend who was Caucasian. Not that that matters, I'm just saying.
That is true. Who cares?
Say that.
That is true. Who cares?
Say that.
What do I
care?
You
was reading what I was thinking.
I keep telling y'all.
For sake of argument, let's just say
we keep putting so much into these men and women. I don't put anything past anybody. I don't believe that is true. I believe that that's another case of them trying to tear down a black man.
Right.
Because anytime we have any black man that's doing anything good, they got to try to find something on the man. He tripped somebody years ago. He ran somebody over.
He has children out of wedlock.
Yeah, he did something.
He cheated on his wife back in the...
And then they got this comb over with 92,000 felony charges against him. They got all kind of whole Bobert groping on men in the theater.
3 wives, one buried in the backyard.
We got Gates with his big giant head going after 17 or 16-year-old girls. Remember, he got in trouble for that. So, of course, they're going to try to take the attention off of that and put it onto Obama. The worst thing that black people can do is buy into it And even if they find out that it's true, so what?
Yeah. Who cares that he had he thought about that? Who cares that he shared what it was in his mind at the time?
The only thing they could find on Obama was a tan suit.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the reason why I don't believe it, let me tell you why I don't believe it. They peeled up every rock and everything you can think of when this man was running. You don't think they would have found this out?
He's a Muslim. He's not American. He's a Muslim.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to put it out there. Like I said, hesitated because I didn't want to bring it up. And I said, no, because a lot of people aren't going to believe it. And they're going to stand up and say so.
Exactly.
So for that reason, I decided to talk about it.
Yeah. And
I was very careful. I thought about it for a long time.
And if it's true,
because I know you don't want to give eyes and ears to it out there now.
If it's true, the letter said I thought about it. Where's she saying he did it?
Thank you. Right. Thank you.
What do you think he would say to his daughters? It's a rumor.
I think he probably addressed this at home, whether it's true or not. He addressed it at home, and they saying we're not even going to give any credence to this because it's so stupid. He's not even president of the United States anymore.
Right, he's former.
He's not even once removed president.
What a blessing to have the kind of parents. Some parents, can you imagine how they would have handled that?
Yeah.
You know, Michelle Obama and Barack, you know, they broke that thing down. What a gift they have. Brilliant parents.
Yeah.
Who could just nip that right in the bud and cut it off.
Yeah.
I think for what thank you for bringing this up because Carl, what's his name? Tucker Carlson. His name is going to be called in my prayer time.
That's right.
Because I know the spirit behind it.
I could see that the mainline media was letting it go by. They weren't
well, because there's no proof.
And it doesn't make sense.
Carlson blowing it up. Oh, he's really intense.
We know the spirit behind him.
Because okay, let's say, for instance, the mainstream media is like, he's not running for president.
Right.
He's not, what's the purpose?
And this is a letter back in the day.
So if Tucker Carlson is running with it, what's his purpose?
Yeah, to tear him down?
Vindictive slander.
He's trying to smear his name, his legacy.
Yes.
He's trying to smear his legacy.
And to be honest with you,
and then they tried to connect it to that guy. His cook that died.
Oh,
that
he was having something with him. Oh,
he's coming out with a book about Obama's secrets.
Okay, well,
they had him killed because of the secrets. And they said the guy was a very good swimmer, but this is all
right.
Oh yeah,
you know, God.
But let's say again, Wendy, this is how I always end all of that. Let's say, for the sake of argument, it's true. So what?
Yeah, that's funny because you know what? I often tell my sons, when something's on your back, this is how you get it off. What's the worst possible ending?
Exactly.
If you can deal with that, you're good.
That's the worst. So now you know what that does?
Huh?
The worst possible ending is what? Obama had homosexual thoughts.
Wow. So
then here's the thing. All of that. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they tie him to the cook and everything. What does that have to do with comb over and 92 indictments?
And the shutdown of our government and the borders, having more people coming over.
It has to have a story to distract us.
And to try to distract people like the shiny object.
Yeah.
What does that has nothing to do. And another thing it does, and I hope people that are in the gay community realize this, for Republicans, why are you Republican? It's obvious that they think that being a homosexual is the worst thing in the world. So why would you want to be a Republican?
Yeah.
Right. They're saying he's one of you. And you're voting for them?
Well, the LGBTQ community probably, they would make the Republicans who are part of the LGBTQ community very weak.
So that's saying that the worst thing you can bring about this man is he's mean?
They started on the debate stage with the transgender.
Right.
And getting the surgery. I mean, we gave our opinion on that underage thing.
I don't think underage.
But they only are talking to a few people, a very small percentage that are overage, and they're like unhappy that they did the surgery and stuff.
Right.
So they're basing their whole teaching and their thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But they're also letting people know their feelings towards the LGBTQ community is not like Tim Scott has come out and said. And I understand because it's for the whatever reasons they have. But
all right, y'all. So that's it. We went over time.
Yeah.
You want to close us out, Wendy?
Okay. But before I close you out, I just want to thank him. Because I was suffering so hard. I just want to thank him because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I couldn't take it no more. But I said, Lord, your grace is sufficient.
All right.
Your grace is sufficient.
Yes. She's standing on that one.
Who was that?
What?
Uh-oh.
Who was that?
She sees somebody.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Who was that talking a minute ago?
Uh-oh.
That lady thanking the Lord.
Uh-oh.
Who was that? Anyway, we ran over time, so I don't have time to play with you this week. But I just wanted to say, you have to like, comment. Like, comment, and share.
Yes.
And always, I'm trying to tell you, always believe.
Yes.
And that was another Woods Report.
All right. All right, y'all. See y'all later.
Have a blessed weekend. Be safe.
Be safe.
Everybody. Bye, Emerald. Everybody, Justice.